Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the data types of Python. There are many data types. Let us see a few only in these slides. So we have the built-in data types. In programming, data type is an important concept. Without data types we cannot do anything. So variables can store data of different types and different types can do different things. So we know that age is a data type, it's a numeric data type, and our name is a string data type. So these data types are needed to do any application or software. So without which we cannot solve any application. Python has the following data types built in by default in these categories. In this slide, we learn the following data types. Numeric data types, under that we will learn int, float and complex. In the next videos, we will see the sequence type, which is a list and then followed by tuple and range. So in this video, we will see only the data types, numeric data types, and that is int, float and complex. So regarding this Python numbers, we have three types of Python numbers. They are integer, float and complex. Variables of numeric types are created when you assign a value to them. So normally in other programming languages, we declare the values variable as int, float and by the declaration, but in the case of Python there is no such declaration required. Whatever value you assign, accordingly the data type varies. Let us see with an example. These are all the examples where we have assigned the data types values to the variables. So it is given as getting and setting the data types. So these are output shown for here. Let us see how it is assigned. In Python, data type is set when you assign a value to a variable, and that is done by, to verify the type of the any object in Python, use the type function. In order to assign a value, just you are assigning using the assignment operator and just you are saying as integer or the value x is equal to hello world, x is equal to 20.5, x is equal to apple, banana, cherry. So this assignment, accordingly the assignment in the first case x is equal to hello world, x takes the type of string, that is given, the output is below, okay. And then when you assign 20.5, the value which is a float value, so the data types become float. And in the case of the third one, we have assigned apple, banana, cherry, which is a list of values, so the data types become list. So here everything is a class, because Python is an object oriented language, everything is a class. So that the type, when you give the type function, it will give the answer as class string, class float, class list, etc. Likewise, other examples are followed. X is equal to 20, that means 20 is the integer, so 20 is assigned to x, now x becomes the integer variable. Likewise, when you assign x is equal to 1j, j is used to represent a complex number, so when you type this, you will get the answer as class complex. And likewise, we have x is equal to apple, banana, cherry. This is the tuple type, okay. So we can see the difference here. In the list we have square brackets, in the tuple we have the normal brackets. So now here when you are assigning x is equal to, in the normal brackets, apple, banana, cherry, now it has become the data type tuple, okay. So this every data type here is a class, that is why it is showing us. So that is done by using the statement print type of x. So this is the statement used here, print within bracket type of x, prints the data type of the as class. So everything is a class. So class int, class string, class list, class tuple, class complex and class string or float are there. So everything is a class here. And now let us see with the examples values. Now int is maybe is an integer, is a whole number, maybe positive or negative, without decimals of unlimited length. That means we have a long integer value. integer means the value without a decimal point. Examples are x is equal to 1, a single digit, x is equal to some 3, 5, 6, 5, 6, 222, 555, 4, so many numbers are there. So that means length also can be assigned. Otherwise, z is equal to minus 32, 552, 22. So that means we can assign a positive or a negative number which is longer or shorter. So this is the integer number. Next is the float number. As we know that float number has the decimal values. So float or floating point number is a number, positive or negative, containing one or more decimals. So now the example here is floats. So examples are x is equal to 1.10, decimal point is here, y is equal to 1.0, decimal point is here. Likewise, z is equal to minus 35.59. So it may be positive or negative but with the decimal point. So these are all the float numbers. There is also another way the float numbers can be mentioned. How it is mentioned? Using the notation e to indicate the power of 10. So examples are like it's x is equal to 3, 5, e3. That means 35 into 10 power 3. E can be written as, instead of e3 we can say at 10 power 3. That means it is actually 35,000. Okay, that means yeah, we are having this value as 0.35 into 10 power 3. So that way we can take the values. Likewise, y is equal to 12 e power 4 means just we can put the decimal point and then into 10 power 4. And likewise, z is equal to minus 87.7 e power 100 means here this value into 10 power 100. It's just a long value. So the values can be either the values using e notation with or without decimal point is the floating number, are also called scientific numbers because they have long numbers after the decimal point. So how to get the value? Print type of x. So now x, likewise print type of y or print type of z. So whatever value assigned, it will be printed on the screen. That's all about the float number. Next is the complex number. As we know that complex number are written with the j as the imaginary part. Complex numbers have two parts, real part and the imaginary part. So how to mention a complex number? X is equal to 3 plus 5j. Here 3 is the real part, 5 is the imaginary part. And y is equal to 5j. Here there is no real part is 0 and the imaginary part is 5j. And for z is equal to minus 5j means here there is no real part but the imaginary part is 5, minus 5. So if you print type of x or print type of y, print type of z, you will get the values as the complex. Okay. Now another concept called type conversion. What is type conversion? Is changing from one type to the other type. So we can change the type of the numbers between integer, float and complex methods. This is called typecasting. Let us see with the example here. X is equal to 1, it is an integer variable because 1 is the whole number without decimal point. And now when you say y is equal to 2.8 means it's a floating number, float point. And then z is equal to 1j means it's a complex number. So we have defined x, y and z into float and complex numbers. Now how to convert one number to the other number? Now a is equal to float of x. Actually here this means float of x. X is already an integer. Now converting into float. So that means a will become the x value with the decimal point. That is the function of float of x. Likewise, converting from float to int is b is equal to int of y. Y is already a floating number. Now I am converting into integer. So integer of y. Y is a float number and the value is assigned to b. Likewise, we have the complex number, float into complex, int into complex. Here c is equal to complex of x means x is the integer, it is converted to complex using this complex function. So likewise we can convert any number to any other number. This is called typecasting. So that's all the basic numbers in Python, int, float and complex. Hope it is easy and simple to follow, and thanks for watching.